I'm joined now by the head football coach of the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, Trey Lamb. Coach, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us today. Really excited. This is your first year with the program, and you've been here for a couple of months now. How have you liked your time in Tulsa so far?
It's been great. You know, it's a unique place, unique in the right reasons, I think, in the right ways. It's a small institution, but it's a place where people care deeply about our football program and our university and our student athletes. Great city to live. I got two little girls, raising my family here. Great conference. Really proud to be a part of the American Conference. I've always kind of been a dream of mine to coach in this league. I think it's one of the better coached leagues in all of college football, and there's been some great coaches come through, and there's still great coaches today.
Is that part of the reason why you said it was a dream, because of all those great coaches that came through, or what else added to wanting to coach in the American?
As a competitor, you know, you want to coach at the highest level. Like, you want to coach in front of 100,000 people. You want to coach on ESPN, on ABC. You know, you grow up wanting to be a coach, play the game. I kind of coached at the lower levels and kind of earned my way up, and this is the next step for me, and this is the next step for our staff and our team to go earn it in this league, and it's not going to be easy, but I think you'd be crazy if you weren't a competitor or want to coach against the best.
Now, not only just taking this job in the American, but the Tulsa job in general, what drew you to it?
Well, there's been a lot of guys like me that have had success. You know, you look at young guys like Todd Graham, Steve Cragthorpe, that kind of took this job at 35 to 38 to 40, young guys, offensive guy in Cragthorpe. But you also got to realize Todd Graham had Gus Malzahn and Mike Norvell, and there's been great offenses played here and throwing the ball around, which is kind of what I like to do. And I really like our athletic director, Justin Moore. If he hadn't have been here, I probably wouldn't have taken the job. I have really good faith in him. That he can get this thing turned around in all sports, not just football. But people care here, and there's a lot of money in this city. If we can just put a product out there that's successful and competitive, we're going to get that backing.
Now, you mentioned working your way up and going to a couple of different places before coming to Tulsa, and you've had success in all the places that you've been so far. So what do you think it is about the way that you coach and what you bring that you can take from the success you had in the past and bring it here to Tulsa?
Well, certainly not ever going to make excuses. You know, my dad, who's a football coach as well, raised me that way, and my granddad, hey, we're just going to keep chopping wood, keep believing in our process. And I know a lot of coaches say that, but we're not going to complain about what we don't have. You know, I've had some hard jobs. I've coached at places where historically have not been winning programs, and been able to turn them around pretty quickly with really good players, obviously. But the no excuse mentality is something that I'm intentional about with our staff. We're not going to complain about what other people have and we don't. We got to find a way.
Absolutely, and one thing that you also really preach is that offense. You talked about the great offenses that were at Tulsa previously, but how do you think you can bring your offensive-minded style to this program?
Yeah, I really like our quarterback right now, Kirk Francis, who's had a really good offseason. I feel really good about our wideouts. We've completely changed that room, kind of piecing the offensive line together like everyone else in the country, but I feel good about our skill, feel good about our tight ends. That group's going to be good. You know, defensively, you're taking over for really poor defense. Let's just call it what it was, non-competitive. We've brought in a lot of transfers on that side of the ball, so 36 new faces for us. It's a player's game. I'm a player's coach. We're going to do things the right way, but the players are the bloodline, and we're going to continue to recruit great transfers and great high school players.
36 new faces, and you also have some returners as well. What excites you most overall about this roster?
I think they care a lot about playing here, and they care a lot about each other, and there's a lot of youth. We got some guys on defense that got 3 or 4 years left that have actually played in games. We've got a young quarterback. We've got a couple young backs I like. We got a young offensive line. If this group can stay together and grow together, we're going to sneak up on some people.
And what will it take for this group to compete in the American?
I think we got to stay healthy, you know, in some key spots, because we're not there from a depth perspective as some of these other schools like Army, Navy, Tulane, the top of the league. Their depth's probably better than ours because they've had coaches established and been able to recruit for a few years. Playing with consistency, like you see it all the time in college football. One team comes out one week and they win 70-14, and then they get beat 21-0. It's just a roller coaster. We don't want that. We want consistent play across the board, and then just not beat ourselves. Play disciplined football, don't turn the football over, penalties, drops, explosive plays, all the things that can cause you to beat out of a game on a Saturday that Tulsa fans have been watching way too much.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. We're really excited to watch you compete this year.
Yeah, thank you guys. Rain Kane.